If you can't kill a boss, no reason why you can't look like one. Moogle putting the wow in transmogs.
Kickstarting us off with the shoulders, got to head over to Black Temple. Keep in mind, time walking version. There's the boss. Shoulders of Vile Determination. Kind of a fair drop rate to pick those up. Sticking with a Tauren dude and the chest. Pretty easy to get out of BC. Akanai Crypts. The Exarch's Protector. The end of the Exarch himself is the quest reward for those chest pieces, or the chest piece. It's just black and red. Flame Licked Girdle, the Burning Throne. Shadig is the boss, 18% on the drop rate for the belt. Moving on to the legs, which are going to spin us to Vanilla WoW, Dark Soul Leggings, Vanilla Level Blacksmithing. Check your local blacksmith or your local auction house for those legs. Now we're going to zoom forward and show you the feet. Iron Bellow Sabatons, Blackrock Foundry Mythic version, Operator Thogar. Kind of a fair drop rate to pick up those feet, doing a spin. Showing the cloak, which probably looks familiar. The hands first, Weeping Gauntlets, Forge of Souls, Forge of Souls. Bronze Gem is the boss, 10% drop rate on that. The back, Gilded Thorium Cloak. We're talking Karazhan BC version, Terrestrian Illhoof, 17% on the drop rate for the Grey Cloak. Reinforced Head Gun, Legion Level Engineering. Check your local engineer, your local auction house for those goggles. And the weapon, Blackrock Foundry Mythic for the two-handed sword. I guess I consider this set an upgrade. I did a similar set, made a few changes, and here they are. Ulduar is the place to pick up the shoulders. That's one of the changes. Algalon the Observer, kind of a fair drop rate to pick up the shoulders. Now the chest piece is Garalon's Craven Carapace. Heart of Fear Heroic. Garalon, 12% on the drop rate. Moving on to the belt, we have Worgen showing the Belt of Muttering Truths. Nyalotha, the Waking City, Heroic. There's the boss, kind of a fair drop rate to pick up the belt. Moving on to the legs, which are part of the same tier set as the chest. Articulated leg plates, Heart of Fear, Heroic, Imperial, Vezier, Zorlok, 13% on the drop rate. The feet are the Boots of Hallucinatory Reality. Very, very Nyalotha, if you ask me. Heroic, Prophet Skitra, 5% on the drop rate, doing the spin, showing the cloak. The Gauntlets of Foul Inquisition are the hands. Nyalotha, the Waking City Heroic. So we have the boots, the belt, and the gloves are all from Nyalotha Heroic. Moving on to the back, Lua, Exultance Shroud, Battle of Dazalahar. As you can see, the boss. Moving on to the head, Merciless Gladiator's Plate Helm, Netherstorm, BC PvP vendor to pick that up. And our final piece is the weapon out of Dragon Soul, Deathwing drops Voice of the Deeps. We're going to start off with the shoulders. Of course, those are PvP shoulders. The Cata PvP vendor will sell you Ruthless Gladiator's Plate Shoulders, 3 marks of honor to pick those up. So the shoulders, the boots, and the gloves are all from that Cata PvP vendor. For the chest, the Eternal Palace LFR version, Zakwell is the boss, 8% on the drop rate for the Dark Passenger's Breastplate. Moving on to the belt, which I do believe is something out of Throne of Thunder Heroic, Cache of Storms. Crackle Snap Clasp is the name of the belt, 10% drop rate. Now we're going to show you the legs, which are part of the same tier set as the chest. The Eternal Palace LFR, Queen Azara herself drops Tide Goddesses Wargreaves. Kind of a low drop rate on those though. Now we have an undead dude showing the feet, Ruthless Gladiator's War Boots of Alacrity, Cata PvP vendor there, 2 marks of honor to get the boots. The hands also, Ruthless Gladiator's Plate Gauntlets, Cata PvP vendor, which of course is located in either Stormwind or Orgrimmar. The back is the Gilded Thorium Cloak yet again, Karazhan BC version, Terrestrian Illhoof is the boss. Now we have a Lady Nightborn showing the Tabard of the Ebon Blade, Ice Crown, Ebon Blade Quartermaster, Gold, and Friendly to get that particular tabard. The head, Primal Gladiator's Plate Helm, that's an Alliance one. WoD PvP Vendor, 3 Marks of Honor to get the helm. And the weapon is straight out of Shadowmoon Valley, drops off of a Doomwalker. Going to start off with the shoulders, which really don't have a pink glow to it. They're more of a reddish glow. The pink glow is being seen because of the chroma key. Can't really do much about it. Siege of Orgrimmar Mythic. Immersus is the boss. I believe that's the first boss. Siege of Orgrimmar. The chest, Plate of Potential Energy. Hellfire Citadel. Cormrock is the boss. Kind of a fair drop rate to get the chest. Moving on to the belt, which is part of the same tier set as the boots and the shoulders. Ashen Wall Girdle, Siege of Orgrimmar Mythic, Earthbreaker Harem, 15% on the drop rate for the belt. Now we're going to show you the legs, which are part of the same tier set as the chest. Assembly Workers Leggards, Hellfire Citadel, Iron Reaver, kind of a fair drop rate to pick those up. Next up, we have a Night Elf dude showing the feet. Malkorix, Giant Stompers, Mythic, Siege of Orgrimmar, Malkorix, 14% on the drop rate. Doing the spin, showing the cloak, which is what really ties in this set nicely. The wrists, keep in mind these wrist blood fist bracers are from BC. Cloak of Desperate Temerity. Anyway, it's a great looking cloak. You got to pick it up at a Siege of Orgrimmar. The head, Night Vision, Mech Shades, WoD level engineering. The tabard, Shadowpan Tabard, Tabard Quartermaster, exalted in gold for that particular Shadowpan Tabard. And the weapon is spinning you back to Shattered Halls, Warbringer Umrog. For the shoulders, well, it's your Warrior Order Hall, also known as Skyhold. Check the Quartermaster, 500 gold. Battle Lord's Pauldrons, but keep in mind you're going to have to progress through your order hole to a certain point to be able to acquire the shoulders. The chest, Steel Breaker's Embrace, Ulduar Rune Master Molgheim, 18% on the drop rate for the chest piece. Moving on to the belt, which is definitely kind of girthy on this Kultiran. Freehold is the place to get Sharkbait Harness Girdle. Sky Captain Crag, 5% on the drop rate for the belt. Moving on to the legs, which are part of the same tier set as the chest, which you really can't see behind the tabard. Legs are out of Ulduar Flame Leviathan, 12% on the drop rate. Now we got a Lady Night Elf showing the feet. Battle Lord's Warboots, Skyhold, Quartermaster Durnolf, 500 gold. Same exact concept as the shoulders. You're going to have to progress into your order hole to pick that up. And we're going to rinse and repeat once again with the hands from your order hole. The Warrior set from Legion. The back, Uldir, Fetid Devourer, 10% drop rate for the cloak. And the tabard, Order of Embers. Drusvar, Order of Embers, Quartermaster, gold, and rep at Exalted for that tabard. And the head, Savage Gladiator's Plate Helm, Wrath of the Lich King PvP Vendor, 3 Marks of Honor. Now the weapon is a polearm, House Wren Halberd, Drusvar, it's a quest reward. Making use out of the shoulders again, so you can head over to Black Temple Time Walking, Mistress Aluradel. Aluradel. It's an Aluradel. You guys know where to get it, right? Smoldering Breastplate, WoD level blacksmithing. Check your local blacksmith or your local auction house for the chest plate. Incidentally, the legs are also going to be crafted from WoD. First, the belt, Poison Binder Girth, Siege of Orgrimmar Mythic. So we're making use out of the same pieces in a few different sets here, so it gives you some flexibility. The legs are the Smoldering Greaves, WoD level blacksmithing. Check your local blacksmith or your local auction house for those legs. Easily craft those aren't that difficult. Moving on, we have a human dude showing the feet, which are from Violet Hold Heroic. Keep in mind that is the Legion version. Shivermaw is the boss, so you can try that once a day. Hopefully you get it. There's the cloak. But first, we're going to show you the hands. Those aren't hands, those are actually bracers. Crimson Colossic Arm Guards. You're looking at Uldir Heroic Talic 10% on the drop rate for the wrists or the bracers. The back, Cape of 3 Lanterns. Mukashan Vaults, Jade Guardian, 28% on the drop rate. I think it can only be equipped by casters, but it can be transmog by all. Gaze of Superiority, Hellfire Citadel LFR on head, and the weapon is the Vengeful Gladiator's Decapitator. I want to thank everybody for stopping by, tuning into this Warrior Xmog video. Here's another Warrior Xmog video if you're curious. And once again, I'll leave you with this final thought. Whatever it is by you, whether it's morning, afternoon, or night, make it epic.